Good afternoon, it's Jeff and Wilma at Buderim here, and this afternoon we're going to make part 2 of our DIY fly trap. And it's 4 days since we did part 1, and so I just wanted to show you the results. If you've watched part 1, they all caught flies. The one that got off to a flying start was number 2. Now that's the one that had the bait on the nail, and so apparently flies have a tendency to fly upwards. So once they go under to the attractant, they rarely come back out again. They just sort of stay in there. They fly upwards, and they end up going through the funnel and into the bottle. And you can see there's quite a few in there flying around there now. You can see there's quite a build-up of dead ones over the last 4 days down on the bottom section there. So it's still catching flies now. So number 2 got off to was a bit faster to get off the mark than number 1. I think because once the flies got in there, they were buzzing around trying to get out. I think they were stirring up the air and forcing out the smell, the attractant smell, because the gauze is right up near the top. Number 1 took ages to get started. For the first 18 hours I only had 1 fly in there, but now that things are starting to work, it's starting to work. It's starting to catch flies pretty good. So we did. I did some prior trials before I did part 1. And what I did was with the water fly trap, I put an egg yolk in there. And it didn't take long for the egg yolk to start going off, and that was a really good fly attractant. So now with number 2, what I did was I got a bit of solid timber for the bottom, and got a bit of 1.5 inches by half along the bottom there, and with a nail sticking up, and then there's a bit of a back there. And what you can do is just tie it off with a bit of that green garden tie, and that keeps it nice and secure, and it's not going to fall over. And now disposing of the flies is also an issue, but that's quite easy. So what I do with number 1, I find there's number 1's quite easy. I'll just come around and show you how I do number 1. So I've got this strainer I've been using for this purpose, and so what I do is take the top off. That's the bit of cuttlefish that was the attractant, so that'll go back in again. And all you do is strain all the flies out. Now the reason why you need to empty this out is when it gets too full, the flies don't drown. They're just crawling on top of dead flies, and they're not getting immersed in the water and drowning. So you need to clean it out every 3 or 4 days. So now the trick of this is, why it works so good second time around, is you put the attractant back in there, you put this on next, and then you set that in position, and then all you do then is you can put the flies back in the garden under a bit of mulch or something like that when you compost, and all you do then is pour the liquid back through the funnel, and that brings the smell right up near the top. So that'll start catching flies pretty well straight away. So that's disposing of the flies in number 1. So now to dispose of the flies in number 2, all you got to do is wrap it up in a shopping bag, in a disposable shopping bag, put it in the freezer for half an hour. I've got a bait freezer in the garage, so that's probably more preferable than your household freezer. But it doesn't leave any leftover smell anyway. So, and if you want to, you can just removed a bit of masking tape, empty the flies out, back into the bag that you had it wrapped up in, and put it in the wheelie bin, or you can just empty them out and put them back in the garden like the first lot, and then away you go. And to change the bait, the attractant, you can either take off the old one and put a new one, or just put a new one on top of the old one. So that one's quite easy. And as far as the smell is concerned, we found that number 2 works better for us because we can't smell it anywhere near as much as we can with number 1 and number 3.
Oh, they're not that obvious though.
No. But because the smell's up higher, we can sort of smell it a little bit more than we do with the one where the smell's right on the ground. And funny enough, number 2 is the one that caught the most flies. But number 1 really catches flies. The only reason is I had fresh bait, fresh water, just to give them more of an equal start, so you're comparing apples to apples. But once you keep on using the same liquid in that one, particularly if you put an egg yolk in there, and it sort of really gets the desired fragrance that the flies think that there's a five-star restaurant nearby, when they come past. So anyway, well, we better close off now. Is there anything that I forgot to mention, Wilma?
Oh no, just that we've got no flies coming into the house. You can open the door and walk in and out and that, and you don't get any flies anymore.
No, that's right. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. So it's been interesting watching them. And anyway, we'll catch you later. All the best. Bye.